Let's go. We are here finally after such a long absence. We are back. Your favorite three pod host boys are here to talk. What's happened, huh? What
And
has
the
happened?
champ Astrixion, here he is.
Absolutely. I'll take whatever I can get these days.
Champion.
Yes, I will take whatever I can get. Very, very happy man.
It's like, you know how like the draft here 199 is Mr. Irrelevant? We now have a
Yeah.
Mr. Asterisk.
The big fella.
Oh yeah.
I do have to be honest, I was against the idea of having an asterisk championship, but now that I've gotten in amongst it,
All about
I
it.
quite like it.
All about it. How can you not?
Yeah. Maddie,
yeah.
how you feeling? Have you had a chance to pick up the trophy yet?
No, I still haven't. We've been bloody. So I've got a bit of a story to go with
This
that
is an absolute visit.
because Willie's been sorting some stuff out at home, doing a few home projects, and so I gave him a day of my time to help him out, putting some floating floor in, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh yeah, make sure you remember the trophy, like it's just there, blah blah blah." Yep, no problems, all good. Looked at the time, went, "Oh, got to get going. See you later." Off I went. Bloody drove home. Didn't even think about it. Got home and went, "Oh, the fucking trophy. I forgot about it. So yeah, just to really make sure that it is an asterisk sort of winning year. I thought I probably need to hold off on actually getting the trophy as
Gonna make you earn it.
sort of probably lines everything up. So
Jack did that on purpose so he can get you back for another day of labor, because you're not just going to go all that way just to pick the trophy and turn around.
Yeah, you're right. Although if he was smart, he'd bring it Monday, so then he doesn't have to see me again. So then he doesn't have to deal with having to deal with
Yeah,
me.
because right now he can still touch it because you haven't picked it up yet.
Correct. I have not touched it, so he's good to go still.
Yeah.
I hope
surely that'd be dangerous bringing to the
I was about to say,
globe,
surely he brings it. I'm gonna have to message him and
I
tell him to
reckon
bring it.
I put money on him forgetting.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Because I remember like the last 2 years, like that Monday morning, the adrenaline of trying to get to like this is just like you're running an overdrive. Like I'm lucky if I remember to put shoes on before I leave the house.
Do you know what? I reckon I walked out without a shirt on last time.
For sure.
Gonna get there 8:00, Doncaster. Let's go.
Yeah. It'll be good to have you boys this year. I'm sure you're looking forward to it.
Very much so. Very much so.
I was spewing. I did miss out last year, so I wasn't making the same mistake 2 years in a row.
No, couldn't.
So we're back. Thank you for organising that, Mr. J. Stewart.
Yeah, you've done
that's all right. Just following the mantle of Zave Warren here. I think this is probably a good time to jump in, and we're going to freshen up the format a little bit for today, and then
love a segue, by the way.
And then maybe we'll see how this works, and we might flow it into next year. But we are going to be on this podcast recapping the final, both finals. Sorry, it's the HNT and the Mindy, and then we are going to take a short break and then jump back in and do some Super Bowl analysis. So hopefully this will be a little bit more palatable for the fellas. We know that these can get quite long, so hopefully we can split it up and just get as many people watching as possible.
It'd be good to see a few other fellas. If Zave's watching up to this point, I'd probably stop now. I don't think it's going to go any good for him.
I can watch Marsh and Jack's recap.
Yeah.
Oh, well, do we?
Are we start with?
I was about to say we're better off starting with that, so then Zave can turn it off. In about
20.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I like it.
Let's jump into it. Now it's been a while since I've looked at this app. I think I removed it from my home screen after the first round of the finals because why would I?
That's fair.
Who wants to kick us off? Bradley, maybe you can give us a bit of a run through here.
I can't remember what games were like the Thursday, because I think there was games on the Saturday as well, or maybe that was the last.
Yeah, I think there was.
But we all know the last game was Cincy Buffalo. So if we take that out of it, you look at Jack's team. He started very well. Devontae Adams having a big old game. Who else did he have? DJ Moore having a nice game for him. So just off his two wide receivers, he's probably sitting pretty happy. But then not much from the rest of his team. What did he end up? He ended up like 90 something, didn't he?
Yeah.
I guess so he would be pretty happy. But then Marsh has got what? Diggs. Has he got 3 players playing?
Yeah. Diggs. He had Singletary, and I'm trying to think of Who the other one was?
Maybe not. Does he have a kicker or defense? No, he doesn't.
No,
Oh, okay.
just
So he's
Yeah.
got Diggs and Singletary. So the gap's what, 20 points. So it's a big gap, but it's definitely not out of the question. Like it's foreseeable that those two players can get that amount of it's 15 points. So yeah, Diggs could get that by himself on a good day.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jack, I guess he got into thinking surely he was pushing for top 10, top 8, and then the last 2 weeks I think lost them both and ended up in the bottom 4, and now he's here. Geez, he would have been thinking, surely I can get this done.
The best part about this is that he didn't even have the H&T bracket in his mind at all.
Why
He
would
thought
you?
about was
You're the champion.
like,
You're coming in hot.
But like at all until he actually sent that message in going, what the fuck? What's actually happened here? Why am I in this? I was talking to him and he's like, mate, it did not even cross my mind that I was any chance of even dropping into it. So to then have to get out of it this way from becoming first to worst. He's dodged a big bullet. The poor man would have been getting a lot of drinks on Monday.
A lot.
Yeah,
And
I think Jackie would have had an emergency call at the bank that he would have had to attend to on Monday.
Yep, he would have been happy paying his money for an empty seat, I think.
Yeah. Speaking of emergency calls, Marshall, how is that for a segue? He is going to be a very busy man on Monday. I'm very much looking forward to. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. The app didn't work for the Sporto, so you had to go up and buy your drinks rather than they
even
pushed
better.
you to use this
I
app.
think that was 2 years ago because I remember that happening. Boys always have to go up to the bar to get the towers.
Yeah. And then it must have been last year when Ryan ordered his drinks to Doncaster rather than his drinks to Chenside Park. Which is sick, which is so sick.
That's so funny.
But
the thing is,
George.
if you would have just told me, last year someone ordered their drinks at Doncaster, I would have gone, it was Ryan.
Yeah.
I love that he hasn't used the app, I dare say, since last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
when it didn't work as well. So he finally got it to work.
Well, technically he didn't get it to work because he went to the wrong place. But anyway. Oh, maybe he's wanting some new friends.
Yeah, you can't fault the app. I think it's a user.
It's operator error.
Yeah.
Speaking of being in the wrong place, Marshall.
Oh, the poor man.
You're the bloke this year, mate. Look, the only reason you had a chance because Tom Brady pulled his finger out for his first time all year, having 400 yards and a couple of TDs or something like that. Other than that,
I will admit, not bad. 37 against the
432 and 3. Jesus.
Did you see 37 against the bye?
It's a great. That is a great result.
Not bad.
And he's a free agent now. Not even playing for a team.
Yeah. If it was a keeper league, I don't know if I'd keep him.
Stiff from here. First time in the league, and he had the last pick, if I do remember.
Correct.
And look, I know he was sitting next to me at draft night, and I was telling him how much of a fan I wasn't of his team.
Yeah.
Definitely there was surprises. No one would have foreseen Josh Jacobs being the holy man that he was. What is he? RB1? Yeah, RB1 on the that was
that's unbelievable.
Unpredictable. Mainly because of the spike weeks, because there's a few single digit weeks there, but that's all part of the game. The spike weeks. You got to feel for him. Welcome to the league. You're buying everyone's drinks for next year. We're not buying, getting everyone's drinks for next year.
Yep. Is there anything else that he has to do? It's just that, isn't it?
He will have a punishment before draft, which is the Macca's thing.
Oh, true.
Is there any update on that?
No. We should have made him do it for Sunday. It should be tomorrow. Straight into the Super Bowl.
Should have made him do it Monday.
Yeah, straight after.
Welcome, boys. Macca's over there, fellas.
Yeah.
It's actually just opening up across the road from
the brand.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Make him do it on the Taco Bell.
God.
Shooting
everywhere. I think you're right in terms of the Josh Jacobs. Maybe after this we can jump in and look at the performance players if I can find a screen for that in terms of who was RB1, who was wide receiver 1. But you are right in terms of Marshall did hit really big on Josh Jacobs, and maybe looking forward it would have been something to ship off to try and maneuver, but ultimately you would have asked you would have expected Diggs and Jacobs to hold up in that last week against Jack, and unfortunate what happened, but that's football's football.
At the end of the day, you got to get the points on the board, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I look forward to making the most of being around Marshall and ingratiating myself as much in his presence and make sure he's nice and fit.
All of a sudden, the next year, we're asking to hang out with him all the time.
Yeah. He's best man at the wedding. Now should we have a
Oh
look?
my God. Look at this fucking score. I forgot.
Turn away now if your name is Xavier Dave Warren, because you don't want to be here for this.
Oh, I nearly done myself in again by picking
quarterback. Oh my God.
me quarterback. For people who may have forgotten, I definitely haven't, but I've done this a few times where I've streamed quarterbacks all year. It's worked for me. Come to the last week and I shit the bed. And it nearly happened again. Again, it was the smart play, but as per usual, didn't come off. And I remember watching it going.
Who did you have the week before?
Was it Rogers still?
No.
Watson. It was Watson.
Deshaun, and Deshaun went off too. He went off chops. And Mike White's had been bloody as solid as they came, and then decided to come onto my team and
he got wrecked.
Have a shit one. So
it was his O-line. Didn't he just get run over?
Yeah, he got killed.
Yeah.
And he was coming back. He had his rib injury as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So he wasn't fully healthy, which I should have seen the signs. But if I hadn't have made the pick, then Deshaun would have played shit as well anyway. So yeah. So
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, you look at the other side and poor Zabe just couldn't get the job done. He had nearly a whole quarter for Jamar to literally pretty much catch the ball, and it would have been done. Would have been gone.
He would have been so excited to see JJ just get absolutely blanketed by the Green Bay defense. Just could not get near it. Like even when he did, he just wasn't himself.
As soon as that game finished, we were camping at the time, and I was literally telling, it didn't matter if they had any idea what was going on or what wasn't going on. I told everyone how I pretty much need a miracle to happen, and unfortunately, the case of what happened actually happened.
Would it?
It was not a miracle. It was not. But here I am saying
miracles can be good and bad.
Yeah. I said, all I need is Jamar Chase to get a tight hammy on his first play, and then just need to sit down because they've got playoffs and they don't want to risk him, and I'll be happy. And then obviously
we know what the medical staff at Cincinnati are like. It's like one small thing, they're like, all right, sweet, off you go. It's on the bench.
You definitely know how that.
Yeah, it's Tyler Boyd time. Get him in there. Tret Irwin or whatever his name was.
So and then obviously everything went down, and not what anyone had planned or would have wanted to happen, but thank God the man's back and healthy, and he was in that sort of situation where he was able to come back and be okay.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a weird one to see. I don't know how much. I guess you were camping, Robbo, but I was watching that one live, and it was just. I think it was Monday, obviously on holidays, and I had it on the TV, but obviously scrolling my phone. And then I was like, the game hasn't been played for 4 minutes. Like, what's going on? Like, I know these games stop all the time, but what's going on? And I was like, there's someone down. And I rewound it, and I was like, it's weird how he just kind of fainted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was a crazy day, and hopefully we don't see too much more of that. But
hopefully we don't see any more of that. To be honest, I don't want to see any of that ever again. Jeez, it was absolutely scary.
Except for Marsh when he eats 35 Big Macs to try to get out early.
Yeah. Which will be like, and then we're gonna deliver a swift hit to the chest and watch him go down.
Just to touch on the fantasy side of things, Robert, I've just done some research here. Just to note that there were 33 quarterbacks that scored more than Mike White. So more than the amount of actual starters scored more points than Mike White. So that's just a little bit of knowledge there for you,
Yeah,
mate.
yep. I like it. I
And,
like it.
and,
And I
Desha-
probably
and
could have
Deshaun
picked.
Watson was 7th
Yeah.
on the week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Love
So
that.
none of this would have mattered. You would have
Crazy.
scored 20 more points, and none of this would have mattered at all.
Yeah.
But just for your knowledge, 33.
You know what? I didn't need it.
33.
At the end
Larry
of that, I
Bird.
didn't need it. I
Larry
did not
Bird.
need it.
All right, let's see if I
So
can
you're on
pull
week
up
7. Yeah.
season. What do we want to look at first? Let's look at the best player. So that can't be right, can it?
You got free agents. You ticked on free agents.
Ah, okay.
That can't be right. Love it.
All right, let's
The
obviously
MVP,
Patrick Rhymes.
the
Like,
newly
that makes
crowned.
sense. Yeah, newly crowned MVP. Didn't do much for Josh Jack, but we we love
Poor
his
JJ.
I was
caddy.
looking at his stats. I never look at his stats because he's on fantasy team. I don't check the overalls, but 5,200 yards and 41 touchdowns. Fuck, that's a lot.
Unreal.
So many.
So good.
So what is it? Geno Smith, comeback player of the year.
Yeah,
like
huge.
just no one could have bet on him having
Yep.
the year that he
Best-
did.
Best
Ended
ever
up-
Seattle quarterback year.
Yeah, ended up
Yeah,
being a Pro
really.
Bowler too.
Yep.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is probably
that's a
another
sneaky one.
house buddy. Yeah. And
No,
I think
'cause-
well, we talked about it a lot this year, but that was Trevor Lawrence who was on my draft board and then ended up shipping him to Marty Party 9
Yeah.
for
Russ and T.
Russ
Higgins.
and T. Higgins.
Fuck
I would
it,
just-
no.
I'd say I'd do it again.
Oh, 100% you're doing it
in a
again.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Heartbeat. Absolutely. Well, to think the
Then
Marty
picking up
Party.
Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Marty Party has what, 2 in the top 10? What's
Yeah,
that? 7 and 8, is it?
that must be the
7
end of
and 8,
season.
yeah.
So
Had to have been.
Yeah, he
let's
does. Yeah.
check out the RB. So we know Josh Jacobs was the obvious number one, and then the calf, Robbo, your
Oh,
man.
I loved
points.
having him back. Loved having him back.
Got to say, he looked really, really handsome at the NFL
did.
Player Awards.
geez,
with
wasn't he?
double-breasted jacket.
Wasn't he front and center for that whole whole performance?
Have you
The-
guys seen? There's a Kirk Cousins one as well. Have you seen that?
No.
Nah.
Oh, Scott, I'll send it in the.
I don't know if
group
I want
afterwards.
to.
Oh, I definitely want to. I
Yeah,
definitely want
he's
to.
wearing the chains. He's like,
I thought the Kittle one was unreal. Oh,
Yeah.
I was watching it on lunch and I had a great giggle at that.
Yeah. Derrick Henry's going to do Derrick Henry things. Austin Eckler, Brad, you were asking in the chat, is he 1.01 at next draft?
No,
No, he's not. But
he's not. But what a man, though. I love
yeah.
him.
First round check down king. Just
Yeah. If he's not 1, he's 2.
yeah. I mean, he could be 4. It depends where.
Oh, you go off this, then yeah, he's 4.
It depends where Dougal picks in the draft.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
If he's any of the top 4 picks, he's not picking McCaffrey. So that's
And I guess Tony Pollard is probably another one of those breakout players. Like
go up one more.
Yeah, and Jamal. Yeah,
Big Jamal.
yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
I mean,
What a weird season that
The RB2
Detroit
is in the
was.
top 10.
Yeah,
just
unreal.
absolutely finding the end zone as much as possible.
He lived it there.
I was about to say
lived in
how many touchdowns did he end with for the year?
17 or something like
17. So
That's
the
so
most.
many.
Can you sort by?
That
the
is
most
so
of any
many.
running back.
So many.
Just eating
Especially for a
touchdowns.
number 2. Especially for a number 2
Yeah.
running back as well. Oh, yeah.
Just eating
so
good.
touchdowns.
So good.
Let's tick over to wide receivers and go filter by points. JJ obviously didn't fire in the last round, but obviously he is.
Yeah,
he is
we
the
didn't-
man.
We didn't
Good
need
man.
him in the
Good
last.
man.
No.
No.
Devontae still being absolute king despite having Derek Carr, and that weird offense that they had.
Soon to be Rogers.
Yeah, has to
You
be.
reckon? Is that the
Has
word?
to be.
100%. Has to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, that's
They're
crazy.
getting interviewed and they're like, yeah. Some chick was interviewing Devontae. He's like, what's your pitch for Rogers to come to the Raiders? And he's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need
Come
a
here.
pitch. Like,
Come
he
here.
already
Well-
knows. Yeah.
In saying that, Rogers doesn't need anyone else.
No.
There's no point.
No, we've got him. That's all you
The
need.
the rest of them are just filling spots on the team.
Yeah.
They're just running routes. They're just
Yeah,
Take away defender. Make sure Adams gets
Yep.
1-on-1.
Yeah,
Oh,
you guys run outs, I'll run
Straight down the middle.
Yeah, I'm over here. The rest of you go line up on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think 2 of the surprises looking at this list are the Miami receivers. Like wouldn't have seen that. Even like we all know how obviously good Tyreek Hill is, but I wouldn't have seen both of them being in the top 8, with Tua being the quarterback. But hey, when
And
when
with
you're
all their
getting
dramas that they had with quarterback, with like
throughout
all the
the year,
concussions and all that sort of stuff, and they still perform. Like no matter
Who's their
who was
backup?
under center.
I can't
it
even
was
remember who the
Teddy
backup was.
Bridgewater and then
Oh,
Skylar
yeah.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about him too. Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Was he one of the 33?
Probably was.
I dare say.
Teddy Bridgewater, Skylar Thompson's in there.
Yeah.
They both were.
Could have picked either Miami. Oh God. Oh, what a shit show.
And then again, touching on how Jamal was so high in the running backs, St. Brown at the bottom there. Just a fun year to be a Detroit fan. They were so fun to watch and be involved with in fantasy. Like even Jared Goff had a couple good games where you were happy you played him. Not me personally, but Detroit definitely one team to watch next year with their fantasy pieces. They look like a fun team.
Absolutely. They were very watchable, weren't they?
All right, that's tight ends is probably going to be pretty cut and dry in terms of who's at the top.
I was going to say the gap was still 60 points.
There's no real point.
If
really
Taysom Hill's number 3, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's just fantasy hacks right there.
Yeah, it's
bullshit. The bullshit thing is 30-something of those points came against me that 1 week. So he had 100 points in 16 weeks. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh God, that is so good.
That week killed me.
Shows how much of a wasteland that tight end position is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Travis Kelce's just a fucking wide receiver that blocks.
No, does he? He doesn't even really block.
Yeah,
he'll just do the old.
Yep.
He throws, and then
the really important stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what are we going to say about this? Like,
Brett Maher, number 4. Don't trust it. Don't trust it.
Not now. Nah, not now.
Anything? Nothing of note. I think we all shitted on the Pats defense. So great pick, Pat. I definitely was surprised that he picked them.
Well, I wasn't, but I was surprised that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he picked them. Yes.
I'm not surprised he picked them. I'm surprised.
They were good. They were the best.
They were. Yeah. Yeah, would have to.
Quite a gap too. Like you got the top 2, and then 14 difference. Like 14's almost 2 weeks from a defense that you're happy with.
Yeah. So, yeah. Absolutely.
Jeez.
Well, I guess that's it in terms of the year that was fantasy. So just touching back on the ladder, we all know that all that matters is who comes first and then who comes last. So
absolutely, which is not Dougal. Dougal got it. I will touch on that. Like he had a shocker of a year, kept on wheeling and dealing, got himself out when he needed. That's all he had to do. Got himself
one week one. That's all you need.
Yep,
he's a favorite of the pod. I think just the tenacity in which he goes about it, and I don't think he'll make the same drafting mistakes that he did again.
I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he will.
Dougal, coward.
Yep. Yeah, he still is a coward.
I hope Singapore's treating you well there, and they accept coward payment.
All right. Let's take a break there. We don't need to touch on tipping of Super League, do we? Apart from the fact that Brad did win Super League, and we did have
a clutch,
a lovely dinner at the
great
Lauderdale International.
Yes, it was beautiful.
Yes, we did.
I wish you all could have been there, but at the same time.
Well, you could have if you participated in the comments, but none of you did. I'm calling you all out.
If
Bad.
If anyone's got any ideas, or if anyone actually actively wants to join Super League, now is the time to put a comment in. Put a chess piece emoji in there for Robert White Knights, and we'll know that you're keen. And
what a drive-by! What a drive-by!
I was just
like, where's the chess piece coming from?
It's funny that you're the only one with a keen name.
Yeah,
look at him.
Literally the only one. Yeah.
It's like looking at the youngest child. They got Skutowski out there. That's a lonely brother. Jonathan Taylor's out there.
And then Brad also running away with the tipping.
Yes, didn't win the fantasy, won the off-field though. Come on.
Yeah, so he's the leading analyst. He'll take lead on the pod.
Yeah,
happy for your tips. Yeah, Dougal, you should totally draft Chigazam with your first pick next year. Trust me, he's going to be good.
Oh, what a name.
All right, fellas, let's say goodbye there, and then we'll jump back on to do the Super Bowl.
Beautiful.
Peace.